Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK Journey video. In this video, we're going to be sharing the overall top scoring team against the Plague Creeper as of right now for today. Getting almost 15 billion damage, for like 14.9 billion damage with the Talene team in the 2 Graveborn buff tile. So it's pretty much confirmed that this is the overall top scoring team against the Plague Creeper as of right now. And there has been a bit of a position change that Himmel used in this team, which was recommended by Bacillus from the AFK Analytica Discord. Basically, his idea was that if you can give the resonating spell artifact onto Talene instead of Lily May, maybe the damage would be a little bit higher, and that's basically the swap that is being made for this team. Either way, this is the highest score we've seen so far. There have been a couple of people getting around 14.5 billion plus damage with this team, and yeah, this is the only team getting such high numbers. So this is the team to shoot for if you have Talene built, and if you don't, then you use the standard Graveborn team I've shown in my previous videos. Okay, so we're gonna jump right into it and take a look at the replay. And he also sent me a replay of him testing it with Tidecall spell, because we're trying to figure out, is Tidecall spell actually a better option than resonating spell in these teams? But he got a quite a bit lower score with that, so we're not sure. For Talene, at least, resonating seems to be optimal. So Talene gets to ultimate 20 seconds into the fight, and just gonna shred through all of the Plague Rots. The major problem for Talene in this team is that, as you can tell, sometimes she begins like interrupting herself and stops casting her ultimate, and then she needs to recast it. And so for this reason, we thought maybe resonating spell would be better, because then she can gain energy a little bit more quickly at the beginning of the match and recharge to cast her ultimate again faster, and then also get a bit of an attack buff each time she does so and recast her ultimate. Yeah, the interruption is the problem. I previously thought there was some form of stuns which were going off, which were interrupting her, but that is not the case. It's just that when, like for example, this Plague Creeper boss is split into the Plague Rots, I think, is Talene going to get interrupted? No, she's going to keep casting. And right here, perfect amount of healing so that she can continuously cast without losing health. And just shredding through everything. But then at this point, she always basically stops her ultimate cast and then has to recast it. So that is why resonating spell maybe is better for her to charge up faster. Up to 14.2 billion damage, 7 seconds left. For this team, if you're running Talene, you have to run Ludovic, because that healing will allow her to keep maintaining her health so she can continuously cast. And you need to have Thorn Soul Pacting the Talene as well, because both of these combined allowed her to basically survive at that one point where she was almost dead. And then she would have had to revive and recast and recharge energy, which would have slowed everything down. So looking at the total damage contribution, it was pretty much even between Talene and Lily May, but Talene clears those Plague Rots so rapidly and quickly. And both of them, Lily May and Talene, had their epic set of magic charms. He had level 591 on the Talene, and on the other heroes 581 to 587. On Lily May. And later on today, he could have done another attack with 591 Lily May, and it would have been even higher, but either way, almost 15 billion damage with this team. It's very impressive. Now we're going to take a look at the next replay, which he did with the Tidecall spell, and see and kind of analyze why is this not doing as effectively. Because the Tidecall spell is a really interesting option. It gives really nice offensive stats, crit and haste, which really scale well with all of the attack buffs you're already going to be getting from being on the Graveborn buff tiles. Because whenever you defeat, either assist or kill a non-summon enemy, which the Plague Rots will count for that, and then you're going to be getting the buff stacks onto your prime carriers, which are the Lily May and Talene in this team. So the number one thing comparison is that without the resonating spell on Talene, she's going to charge up her energy slower and begin casting later, which is a problem, and probably why resonating spell on the Talene, like for example this formation, might on average do better than the previous formation we had with resonating spell on Lily May. Okay, and after the Plague Rots are destroyed, Talene will get interrupted and she'll have to recharge her energy and cast again. And again, you're going to see the issue without the resonating spell. She's going to charge more slowly, and that is going to slow the process of clearing the Plague Rots. And so even though you get the really powerful like stats of Tidecall spell, you get the powerful debuff, it just doesn't make up for the fact that she can continuously or as much as possible have her ultimate up. So I do think after analyzing this replay and the resonating spell one, that this is probably the optimal formation, having Talen with the resonating spell. And resonating spell is really important for Talen to continuously cast her ultimate. Because not only is it giving the attack buff each time she casts her ultimate, is more importantly giving her energy recovery when allies cast their ultimates. So it will allow her to recast again. Okay, so there Talen actually died and she would need to revive. That's another issue with this specific replay. Maybe if things were a little bit better, the RNG, then she could have survived there like she did in the previous one. And then cleared these plague routes faster. Because there is going to be RNG involved in these runs, and that was like the major kind of break point, because then the boss respawned, and that's your perfect time to just output as much damage as possible, but they weren't able to do anything because they didn't kill the plague rots prior to that fast enough to then attack the boss. So overall, this is just to show you that it does look like resonating spell is better for Talen, so that she can continuously cast. Yeah, but Tidecall, in all other ways, Tidecall is a really good artifact. The other problem in the Talen team is naturally she's going to be casting her ultimate less than other heroes. For example, if you're running the standard Greyborn team and you're running like Rainier here, for example, in place of her, then Rainier is going to be casting more than Talen, because Talen will ideally cast her ultimate and then not recast it until she gets interrupted or dies, which you would want to minimize. So overall, that is the team. And again, for the faction talents, I think he had 20 buff tiles or 20 faction talents on the Greyborn tree, or he just had 17. And really 17 is all you need. If you just want to get as many, like for example, faction talents upgraded, the most important buffs for this Greyborn tree are just going to be on the left side. You don't want to miss out on any of these left side buffs. These are really important. Attack, defense, penetration. The right-sided buff, basically, there's just two which are valuable. And actually for the Talen team, I think actually even the tankiness is a bit relevant, because she died in that Tidecall team, but she didn't die in the previous team. So if she has a bit more tankiness, then probably it would be better for her. So probably all 20 is going to be best for the Greyborn. But for the other Greyborn team where like surviving is not an issue, then you can just go for the left side of the tree. And then these two extra skill upgrades at most are just going to give you 2% of the sacrifice's stats added on to the prime carrier as a bonus, which is really minimal considering the fact that already with this ability, you're going to be stacking up your attack so rapidly, like by 10% for each kill. And you see the number of buffs, which are, you can't even tell how many buffs are on the Talen and Lily May during these runs, because they stack up like 20, 30 times and getting up to like 300% bonus attack. And then what is like a 2% of the sacrifices stats actually matter in that situation. So anyway, guys, just wanted to showcase this team. Basically, it just is a bit of an update to the formation with the resonating spell, having Talen as the resonator, so she can have more uptime of her ultimate cast. And I think it is the more consistent version. And credit goes to Bacillus for coming up with this idea, and for all the people in AFK Analytica Discord for testing it earlier today, because so many people tested it, and that is how we've got these great scores. And big thank you to Himmel for sharing the replay with me so I could cover this in a video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. And if you don't have Talen, then I'm just going to quickly show you my best score for today, and you can aim for that if you're going to go for the Greyborn 2 buff tiles, because I still think the Greyborn 2 buff tiles is one of the top options. So the damage charts here are very misleading, because the resonating spell one actually ended up having a lower score, final score, than the Tidecall one, because Tidecall is added after the fact, and this Tidecall one got me to almost 13.7 billion damage, and this was the formation that I ran. So this is something to aim for. If you have Mythic plus Carolina, Mythic plus Lily May, you're good to run this team, and you're going to get a pretty high damage output, and it should be pretty consistent for you. You can replace CCF for Viperon, basically pretty much any other Greyborn hero. You just need to have 3 Greyborns here. Rainier increases a bit of your damage on the boss stage. And then Lily, May, Carolina are your two hard-hitting damage dealers to basically get you all the score you need. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. That is going to be it for this one. And I do recommend, if you have these heroes, to invest into the Graveborn tree. You can even go for the 17 faction talents. You can even just level the left side of the tree. So potentially even under 17 is capable of getting there if you unlock like enough of the talents from other stage 1s to then promote to stage 2. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. That's going to be it for this one. And I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video or whenever there's a new meta Plague Creeper team. But I think for today, this is probably all that is going to be coming up. But the next interesting thing will be when the Plague Creeper's boss gets lower, like below 50% health, what is going to be doing better. But thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.